Aloha friends, it's Robert Stolik. Welcome to another episode of the Blue Planet Show. Today's show is going to be a little bit different than the regular programming. It's going to be a live interview at a Cabrinha Demo with Daniel Ware. So not a Zoom call, which is kind of cool, but we talk a lot about the Cabrinha gear and the tour he's on. So how cool is that? Like basically he's touring around the country in an RV full of toys, stopping by the best spots and just stoking people out, letting people try all the gear. So to me, that pretty much sounds like a dream job, but you tell me what you think down in the comments down below. Do you think this is a dream job or not? Does it just sound like a lot of work to you? We went there on Sunday after the Surf Expo. My friend Fabrice and I were just indoors for 3 days at the Surf Expo, so it was great to get outside and get to the beach, and there was actually some waves at Cocoa Beach, and we got to surf a little bit. And afterwards we went to the Surfinista Cafe, which is a really cool concept, surf shop with a cafe inside. And then we went wing foiling for a little bit in the river behind Cocoa Beach. They call it a river, but it's really like the waterway between the mainland and this little spit of land that Cocoa Beach is located on. So that was a fun experience. And without further ado, here is the Cabrinha Demo with Daniel Ware.
So I'm here with Daniel Ware at the Cabrinha Demo in Cocoa Beach. So Daniel, tell us a little bit about what you're doing, what you've been doing this summer.
Yeah, so Cabrinha's been on a national demo tour. It's the RV Tour of America. We left Miami, Florida, May 30th, and drove from there to Hood River, Oregon, back down through California, then all the way over to the Northeast. Down from the Northeast, and then we're lucky enough to be here in Cocoa Beach doing a surf foil demo, and hoping for a win, but summer doldrums kind of got the best of us.
Yeah, that's so cool. So you had you have a full RV, and you just did like a tour of the whole U.S. Right?
Yeah, exactly. So we have a 29-foot toy hauler, housing in the front for ourselves and our staff and our team, and then the back half of it is all of our equipment. So everything from kites to wings to foil boards, foils, kind of you name it. We try to have a little bit of everything.
All right. So is this like pretty much a dream job for someone who loves to foil?
Yeah, for sure.
More work than fun?
It's definitely a lot of work, but at the end of the day, you know, it supports the dream and it gets myself and other people in the water, and pretty thankful for that. Yeah, that's awesome. It's cool.
So have you had any mishaps? Like, did anybody get injured, or did you have anything like that happen? Or like, what's like the worst thing that happened so far on your road trip?
I'd say the worst thing that's happened was we were at Crissy Field in San Francisco doing a wing demo, and we had some kites in the water too, and the breeze just totally died, and people were swimming, so had to jump on the phones and get some people out to rescue people. But you know, knock on wood, pretty mellow and easy, you know. It's cool going to all these spots and meeting all the local people and local riders, and man, you think you're really good at riding until you go to some spots that are really difficult, and people are so on it in their local conditions. You know, people really are at a pretty high level these days all around. So
yeah. So conditions today, I guess for winging or kiting, it's not ideal yet.
Yeah, kind of glass out, but there's waves, there's swell in the water, so we're here trying to pump a surf foil demo, and it's you know, there's definitely size there, and it looks like it's good. It's just a little closeouty and dumpy with some seaweed on the inside, so it makes it a little tough to get up on foil and get back out. But you know, we're sneaking some rides in here and there, and might have a jet ski coming out later to tow a little bit too. So the beauty of hydrofoils, they're so versatile. You can do so many different things.
So let's talk a little bit about the equipment. Yeah, tell us about the range of foils and boards and stuff that Cabrinha makes.
Totally. So foil-wise, we essentially have two ranges of foils right now: our H-Series foils and our X-Series foils. I'll start with the X-Series foils. This is our new Mark II lineup. This is a new foil range that dropped this fall. It comes in 5 new sizes: a 700, a 930. This is the 1240, a 1650, and also a 2100. So we built these foils with versatility and ease of use in mind. They're a medium aspect foil with a really nice dihedral and also a really nice redefined wingtip shape. So these are foils that turn and roll rail to rail extremely efficiently. They can wing out and recover pretty easily as well too. And then, like I said, with a range of sizes, they're built for a range of conditions. So whether you're into surf foiling, winging, towing, kite foiling, dock starts, whatever, there's a range in the line that's going to be pretty suited for just about any discipline. I'm pretty stoked on these. I've been riding the 930 a lot, winging, and It's a little bit, being more medium aspect and not quite as high aspect as like our H series line. They're a little bit slower through the water, but that just equates to a wing that sits in the wave a bit better and is more rippable. So roll-to-roll stability is there. They really turn quite nicely while still maintaining a really high top end, and the stall speed is just incredibly low. So they're just a really usable foil in like a really wide range of conditions. And yeah, we're pretty stoked on that. Introducing some new tech in them as well with our through bolt system here. You can see there's like a through bolt that goes through the side of the fuselage. That in return goes through a hole that drops in when you drop the mast in. So we introduced that on this new X Series line. This will be a standard thing moving forward into 2023.
And you kind of did away with the front connection between the front wing and the fuselage, but it's all one piece. Right?
Yep. So yeah, that's since we dropped the Fusion line in 2020, all of the X Series wings and all of our Fusion wings had that. With the fuselage connection here on like a really positive angled attachment there. So I can bridge into the H series here and talk about it. This is our H series line, our high aspect foil, but just to show it, that is the connection there. So it's a really positive 2-bolt connection. It's really, really strong. It's really torsionally strong as well too, and just a great connection all around.
So if you wanted to turn the tail wing, you can still trim it here, or not really? Do you ever do that? Or?
Yeah, for sure. So in the H series line, which is our high aspect line, this is the 800 on our H series tail, which is a 180. This is all pre-preg carbon, so you could cut these tails down and really customize a fit for you. Otherwise, we do sell fuse links, so by way of these alloy fuse links. So this is our shortest fuse at 276. You simply just pop these 2 screws out, get yourself a shorter fuse, pop it on, and then you can use one of our V-Series tails, which is our new tail series that dropped this fall. This comes in 3 sizes. This is the 180 tail. I'm really stoked on this guy. It's really fast, really low drag, really lights up the foils and makes them really maneuverable and pretty fun.
So, and then I guess the advantage of having this bolt that bolts through is this makes the connection a little bit tighter.
Way stronger.
Less wiggle.
Exactly, yeah. I think everyone kind of seems to be chasing the strongest, most solid connection possible, so we felt that was a great upgrade that really makes everything feel a lot more solid.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the high aspect wing line, this is another 800 right here.
And I just noticed the 800 and the 1000 seem to be like the same, almost the same wingspan.
Same wingspan.
Different aspect ratio.
Exactly. Yeah, you get onto the 800 and it's a much higher aspect ratio. I think it's 8.8 if I remember correctly.
Try to like just explain the differences between the 800 and the 1000. Like, how does it feel different, and what are the pros and cons of going
for sure
lower versus higher?
For sure. So a higher aspect wing is just significantly faster through the water by way of lower drag. So the 800 we find is a bit more suited in bigger waves, or if you're powered winging. It has a pretty unlimited top end, which is quite nice. So you see guys like Kiahi and all of our ambassadors on Maui towing in a pretty massive groundswell that's moving quite fast through the water. So it's a wing that's suited really well for that. Also for surf foiling too, once you get it up to speed and you can pump it, it maintains glide super well. Whereas the 1000 with a little bit lower aspect ratio and the same wingspan, you're gonna see a very similar top end. Maybe not quite as much as the 800, but a significantly lower low end. Its stall speed is way lower. Its bottom end is way easier for surf foiling. So for our Florida conditions and average small conditions, the 1000 is much more suited. Also, if you're a bigger rider too, like a heavier guy, the 1000 seems to be a better fit for most people as well. So yeah, 2 very similar foils with 2 very different uses overall.
It actually has a little bit of concave in the bottom. I like that a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, a little bit of concave. The wingtip's got a really nice shape that flattens out, so it wings out pretty nice. It's pretty satisfying. I think like building these foils, that was one thing we wanted it to do quite well. So we built those wingtips with winging out in mind, and they go out and they make a pretty killer sound. Yeah, so it scallops out here, so you gain maximum maneuverability when you're higher on foil in your turning area. So yeah, that scallop is kind of unique to us, and we feel just opens up another level of maneuverability. Yeah. So we're pretty stoked on it.
And I noticed too, like the fuselage seems to be quite beefy here in that connection area. Yeah. So
yep.
I guess that just makes it a little stronger.
Yeah, exactly. So just that male to female socket connection is super strong, totally solid, and then with the addition of the side bolt for this year, you know, it just takes that to the next level of stiffness. So yeah, man.
And what about other foils? Like, do you have foils that are good for like pumping or like just, you know, dock starting?
Yeah, for sure. The 1000 is a great dock start foil. You just got to get up to speed on it a little bit, but it's a foil that maintains speed well and gains speed easily. I've been beach starting on our X1950 a lot here in the East Coast of the U.S. on this trip, which is like one of our lower aspect, larger foils, but super fun and pumps extremely well and has little to no stall speed. I do. It's over here. I'll show it to you. This is our 1950 from the X series line.
So 1950 is how many square centimeters surface area?
1950, yeah, square centimeters. Yep. Okay. All of our foils come in a square centimeter sizing, so try to keep it simple that way. This is on the H series 180 tail, so it's just put this one together just to be as efficient with as little drag as possible out the tail. So from those like 0 mile/hour starts off the beach, it was something we could pump into and chip in and get speed right off the bat.
And this is the board you use for a pump start?
Yeah, this is the Kine.
Tiny.
Yeah, that's our Cabrinha special agent. So this is a 105 centimeter dock start, tow, kite foil specific setup.
Looks like it would barely float itself.
Yeah, I think it has like 2 liters of volume. But it's nice. It's minimalistic and it's like totally direct. So it's like it's a feel that, you know, it's a foil board that really just has like pretty direct feel to the foil. So this is pretty nice.
Did you trim this shorter, or was this how it?
No, this is how it is. It's polyurethane rails. It's built just like a kiteboarding twin tip. So Polonia wood core, carbon stringers through it. It does have this like raised stringer through. That does give it a bit of stiffness as well too. And then yeah, just like a 40 VA rail all the way around. So super durable, fairly inexpensive, and just like a great board for the quiver just to plow into the beach or dock start or kite foil.
For pumping, what length mast?
This is a 70 centimeter alloy mast. This one's off of one of our Kine charger foils. We have the same mast from our Cabrinha line as well too. And the shorter mast is nice, especially for like the beach starts, because you do have to have a pretty pristine beach for it. Not necessarily pristine, but the correct depth to do so. So if like for example here in Cocoa Beach right now, it's too shallow. You know, you see guys walking out far, you don't have enough depth to drop off, so you need it to be like kind of a quick drop off. So you can get like a run or two, jump, and then start pumping away. Whereas like if it's too shallow, you know, you don't have enough room to get on foil, or if it's too deep, you don't have enough room to run. So it's like finding the right beach can be a little challenging, but.
And then I guess the longer the mast is, the higher you have to jump up onto the board, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And then you have to jump out of like at least like water,
yeah.
Whatever it is. So.
Like I'm a tall, lengthy guy, and like I can't jump out of water if I'm like over my knees. You got to do it at your like shin height, I think, to be like successful. Gwen Latuer, our like videographer for Cabrinha, he's a freaking wizard on these things. He does it. He somehow can do it and everything. I don't know how, but it's definitely one of those things where it's like maximum practice so that you'll get better at it for sure. And as a tool to have in like your ability for foiling, man, like if the beach was right today, it's so sick because you can just jump off the beach, you're already up on foil, you're pumping out into the lineup and you're like picking waves what you want to ride, you're not paddling around, you know, it's something cool. I don't know. As foiling evolving and growing, it's all these ways to ride it. It's becoming pretty exciting.
And it looks easy when people do it, but I mean, I've tried like dock starting and stuff.
Yeah, way easier said than done for sure. Yeah. But yeah, man.
So and then what about wings and so on? Like I guess you have the full range of wings.
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little bit about the wings.
Yeah, for sure. Right now, Cabrinha has 2 wings in the line: the Mantis and the X3. Both wings are built, kind of purpose built with different disciplines in mind. Yeah, there you go. Right. But yeah, so 2 wings in the line: the Mantis and the X3. The Mantis is like our go-to wave riding wing, so it's a little higher aspect, a little more flare in the wingtip, so it sits really stable on the hip when you're riding waves. It pumps really efficiently, and it's just like a simplistic, really solid wing. They have a split handle system, so 2 hard handles on it, so you can micro adjust your grip. Packs down really nicely as well too, and it comes in a windowed option, so windows and non-windows. So if you're dedicated, trying to maximize weight, just want a simplistic wing, there's a non-window option for you. If you're riding somewhere busy, like you guys, you know, if you got a busy spot wherever you're at, you got windows to help you out. Then the X3 is our little bit lower aspect, tighter wingtip freeride wing. It's got our split strut system in it, so it's like a double inflated strut that acts like a boom almost. It's really, really stiff all the way through. The canopy is really tight, and it's just a really solid feeling foil. A split strut combined with all the windows that it comes with too, it has pretty excellent visibility through it, and it has really excellent park and ride power, which is nice. So if you're into freestyle, if you're into just cruising around, you want just a powerful wing, you know, that's feature rich, those things are really nice too. Yeah, and then we have a whole line of wing boards as well that you saw the new Link over there, the 4.5. That's our, yeah, for sure. Check it out.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the wing.
Yeah. So this is our new for 2022 fall. This is the Link. This is our dedicated sinker and freestyle wingboard. This is the 4.5 at 44 liters. But we also have a 4.6. I'm sorry, a 4.3 and a 4.7. 4.7 is 51 liters. The 4.3 is 36 liters. How many liters is the 4.3? 44. The 4.3 is 44. 37 liters. Yep. So really nice double concave to flat out the tail. Nice reliefs here on the rear of the board too, so it just releases off the water quite nicely. A handle just for carrying it. Carbon stringers through the deck and the bottom of the board too, just for extra stiffness and strength. And then in the deck of the board, it's a nice flat deck all the way through. We're pretty stoked on these curved foot strap inserts, so you can really dial in the duct of your foot strap, and that's on the front strap and the rear strap too, so you can really dial in your fit.
A lot of foot strap options, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of options. Every board comes stock with a full Kine corded deck pad as well too, so it's a really premium pad out of the gate. And they come in super light too. I don't know the exact weight off the top of my head, but the weight turned out really, really nice and light, and we're pretty stoked on these guys too. So.
Are these made at the Cobra factory?
They're not. I can't tell you exactly what factory they're made in, but they're made. All Cabrinha boards are made in our same factory right now. Yeah.
And it has like a vent plug inside the.
Yeah, vent plug in the handle in there. So that's a Gore vent plug. So it's a maintenance-free option just to make sure your board's not exploding on you when you're traveling with it or it's sitting in the sun.
Right. Cool.
Yeah. Super long tracks that are nice too. So you got tons of adjustability for all different foils in there. They're quite deep as well too, so you can run longer screws if you needed to, or like wing nut screws or what have you. Yeah, we're pretty excited on this thing. Yep.
What the construction is inside? Is it a PVC reinforced?
I believe it's bamboo reinforced with carbon stringers. So yeah, we're pretty excited on that. I think this is the first one that's been on the beach in Florida. These guys just dropped. So yeah, surf foiling, towing, winging. You know, I think with winging being the emphasis on these guys, you know, we're excited to get them in the water.
Straps, are these like kite surfing straps? Or
so these are the Kine core contours. These are, I think, and their original intention, windsurfing straps. But they work great for winging too.
They're kind of unidirectional straps, so like you don't it's not made for both directions.
Yeah, exactly. So in this particular setup, you know, I think this is Brendan's board. He's a regular foot, so this is set up specifically for him. But you could run like, you know, the V straps up front. You can run them straight. Whatever strap you like, you know, it'll accept pretty much any foot strap out there.
So what is there a relationship between the Kine and like Cabrinha, or are they like related?
Yeah, so the Kine Wind and Cabrinha, we're all under the same umbrella by way of private ownership here in South Florida. Yeah, so
the distribution is the same.
Distribution's the same, and the design house is the same as well too. So we're run by watermen for watermen and women, and we're stoked to bring new product out. So a lot of the legacy product that you've seen with the Kine, like the core contours here, kite harnesses, bags, and whatnot, you're going to see a lot of those products continue through the line, with us kind of leading the charge on new development for all wind sports products. So we just had a whole new line of wing accessories drop this past year, from wing leashes to wing bags to accessories. We have a pretty full line there, and you're going to see some developments coming for our kite products and more wing products as we continue the development process. Pretty amped on it.
Yeah, I think the kind of like the manufacturing like ownership changed recently, right?
Yeah, for sure. So we are now Cabrinha Kites is the Kine Wind. So I would say just keep an eye out for you know, we have a release coming in January with new foils, wings, kites, and everything. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, if you get a chance to try this stuff, you know, we're really excited where the products come, and we are, as a brand, we're constantly blown away at what our designers are doing, and these foils are feeling better and better every release. So if you get a chance to try them out, get on one. My name, look for me here in Florida, Daniel Ware, I'm the Florida rep, or the Southeast rep, so I'm repping Florida, Texas, and the season's about to be on. We'll be doing demos all season, so keep an eye out for the RV or my van or on the beach or whatever, and hope to get you on some stuff.
So what about some tips, like when people are just getting into foiling, like what are some tips for people who want to get into it?
Yeah, you know, it's a humbling sport. You know, it's not easy in a lot of ways, and time on the water is everything. So if it's a marginal day, if it's an epic day, whatever it is, you know, no excuses. Just give it your all and try, and you get what you put into it for sure. You know, it'll humble you in a lot of ways, and the reward is so good once you get it. And yeah, again, the versatility of the sport too. You know, if you really are stoked on winging, then get winging, surf foiling. You know, it's more or less the same setup. It's just another sport to learn. Dock starts or something else to learn.
Yeah.
So if you're like,
recommend people try it, learn on a wing foil first, or do you tell them to just go on the surf? Or like, what's the best way to?
I think ideally, yeah. I mean, it depends on where you're at and what you have accessible to you. I think traditionally it was always easiest for me to say, hey, get behind a powerboat and tow on your foil. You know, just learn how to ride the foil at first. If winging is all you have accessible, I think winging in flat water is probably the easiest way to get dialed in. You know, just go out on light wind days or windy days, whatever it is, and watch the local guys. Don't be afraid to ask questions, and just get out and try in some flat water.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
All right, thank you.
Of course.
Talk a little bit about toe surfing. Like that would be something we could do today, right? When there's like not enough wind to wing foil.
Yeah, for sure.
The shore boat's kind of dumpy or whatever. And
yeah.
Like, so yeah, tell us a little bit about it.
So I mean, there's obviously swell in the water, and you know, a lot of places sometimes it gets too big to paddle in the waves on a foil, or you know, whatever it might be. For swell in the water, towing is the easiest way to get out and ride, and you're going to get your longest rides doing it. And it's cool because there's so many different vehicles to use to tow in the foiling, tow in the waves foiling. I think a jet ski is probably the most applicable vehicle. You know, someone's driving it, they can give you direction, they can pull you in the right direction, you can relax, maybe you have a sled, they can rescue you. But yeah, that's probably the most applicable way. In Miami, we're towing in on ribs and like power boats all the time. Just whatever boat we can get our hands on seems to do the job. But with the invention of e-foils, electric hydrofoils, there's certainly a means to tow in the waves there too. For example, I was in Cape Hatteras last week. We were trying to do a demo, same thing like this, not really waves, but there's swell coming in, but it was just dumping on the sandbar, so it wasn't really working for paddling in. We put a rope on the back of an e-foil, and we had someone driving the e-foil, pulling us around, and certainly not as easy as using a jet ski, but definitely doable. You got to have a pretty skillful driver just to tow you, or if you have a way to do it autonomously, you can essentially rig an e-foil to just pull you without anybody on it, and just get you up on foil and then start pumping in the waves. So I think towing, you can make it as creative as you want using a wide range of vehicles, but if you have a jet ski, you're stoked. You're doing it right.
No, it's definitely the best. But it really gives somebody like me that can't catch a wave yet the opportunity to foil surf. So for me, it's like, I mean, I got to learn how to prone, but on a day like today, I could actually foil surf.
Totally.
You know, with a little toe.
Foiling is really getting up on foil and standing up while
exactly.
you're catching the waves. So
and then getting out and pumping out and getting on a wave again. So you start, you're on the wave, you're already standing. Your ride time is however much longer, and that ride time gives you the opportunity to dial in your turning and your pumpability. So it's a pretty epic tool for learning the foil if you have it accessible to you.
Yeah, if the conditions are good, it's like because you're so quick back out to the surf that like you can only do it for so long before your legs kind of start to give out.
Gotta take a break, switch out.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really a problem that you like switching because
your legs are cooked after like 2 waves, and it's like, I'll drive now.
Oh yeah, all of them, all the time.
Yeah,
I learn a lot from your videos.
Absolutely, yeah. Awesome content.
Especially the big surf tips. That was maybe my favorite one so far.
Oh, the one from last week.
Yes, with the Derek Hama self-rescue like superhero thing.
Oh, that was good.
but your trick popping the wing over the surf is a huge tip because I've gotten dragged by my wing before. Yeah. So that's I'm gonna use a lot. Yeah, thank you.
I just watched your. You had a recent like 5 tips or 5 Things for Beginners. I rewatched it just because sometimes, you know, like listening again to the fundamentals, it just reinforces some of the things that you do. Maybe you got into a bad habit and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Or so that was really good.
You see it through new eyes too.
Right.
I actually use that, like, you know, thinking of the strut as a windsock.
Yes.
I used that to explain to my daughter how to use the wing, you know, and how to
really
steer
smart.
it. And then she got it after that. You know, so that was
It's a good visual.
Yeah.
good one to know
good
when you're
tip.
teaching someone. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be teaching my dad today, so I'm going to be using that strut as a wing sock, you know.
You're going to try to teach him in this wind?
Well, it's going to be very light. It's supposed to pick
Not
up a little
here.
bit.
In flat water.
And not on the beach
In flat
side.
On the river.
On the Indian River side.
Yeah.
He likes his dad.
Yeah, I like exactly. I want to see him come out of it.
And he wants to learn to actually do
Yeah,
that,
and
not hate it.
continue.
Exactly. Yep.
Good goal.
Thanks for watching.
So I really enjoy going places, and pretty much anywhere I go, if people are into stand-up paddling or foiling or wing foiling, they recognize me from the videos. So, and then it's always cool to get that kind of feedback and enthusiasm from people, you know, tell me, yeah, don't make your videos shorter. They're great the way they are. So I'm stoked about that. So after the demo, we went to the Surfinista Cafe, which Danny recommended for lunch. And then, of course, Cocoa Beach is the birthplace of Kelly Slater, the greatest surfer of all time, arguably. And I thought this was a really cool concept. They have like a cool hangout area with ping pong table in the back and just a really cool decor and something, you know, surf shop in the front and a little restaurant / cafe in the back. Really nice concept that I think would do well in any surf town, really. So just was digging the setup. And then after we had a nice lunch, we went to the river, they call it, which is really just kind of an inland waterway behind Cocoa Beach, between the mainland and Cocoa Beach, and went wing foiling for a little bit. Raf has a 8-meter F1 wing, so a big wing, big foil, big board, and was able to get going in the really light wind. I'm not even sure, it was probably around 10 knots or something like that. But he was able to get on foil, and then Fabrice tried it out a little bit as well, and we had a good time just getting in the water before getting back on the plane the next morning, and for me heading back to Hawaii, for Fabrice back to Costa Rica. So thanks everyone in Florida for hosting us. All right, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this quick show. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to Blue Planet Surf down below. We'll come out with some more interview shows soon. So appreciate you visiting and hope to see you on the water. Aloha.